Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith, OBE. Minister for Communications and Works, Honorable Mark Vanterpool. Minister for Health and Social Development, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton. Chairman of the Social Security Board, Mr. Paul Webster QC. Director of the Board, Ms. Antoinette Skelton and your team. Financial Secretary, Mr. Neil Smith. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Communications and Works, Mr. Anthony McMaster. Other public officers, members of the media, good afternoon. We are here this afternoon for a common cause, to witness the signing of the loan agreement between the Government of the Virgin Islands and the BVI Social Security Board to the tune of $16 million. The amount will be used to undertake major infrastructure works throughout the territory, namely drainage improvement and rehabilitation of major roads. Let me advise you at this time of the format of this afternoon's proceedings. We will first have the signing of the loan agreement, and this will be followed by remarks from the Minister for Communications and Works and the Chairman of the BVI Social Security Board. We will now welcome the signing segment of this afternoon's proceedings. Now that the signing has concluded, we now welcome the Minister for Communications and Works to bring you his remarks.
Premier, Dr. D. Orlando Smith, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton, Mr. Paul Webster QC, Chairman of the Social Security Board, Ms. Antoinette Skelton, Director, FS, Mr. Neil Smith. I recognize the Deputy Director of the Board. Also here today, Ms. Jeanette Scatlett-Boynes, my Permanent Secretary, Deputy FS. All of the other civil servants working hard on this project. I also recognize the media, Director of Communications also. I am pleased to welcome you here today as we sign a loan agreement between the Government of the Virgin Islands and the BVI Social Security Board for $16 million to facilitate the development of the road network infrastructure throughout the territory. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a major development on many fronts. As a government, we recognize and appreciate the efforts of the BVI Social Security Board to fulfill its internal mandate as part of its long-term investment strategy to contribute to the building up of our local infrastructure. This government has long recognized the need to constantly maintain and upgrade our road network throughout the territory, which suffer from wear and tear and erosion over the many years. We remain fully committed to ensuring the safety of the motoring and pedestrian public and improving the quality of the roads by resurfacing, improving the drainage systems, and installing curbs and guardrails where necessary. The Ministry of Communications and Works, through the Public Works Department, has already started work on the 4 major projects on Tortola, even as the road resurfacing takes place as necessary on all of the islands. The resurfacing of over half a mile of road has been completed from the Beef Island Bridge to Parham Town. This phase of works also included the installation of proper drainage and sidewalks. On the eastern end of the island, major road improvements will continue following the installation of the gravity feed sewage lines from Parham Town Junction to Long Swamp. This would include a full road resurfacing, including sidewalks and drainage improvements. The final phase of the eastern road improvements will follow the fourth main sewage line installation from Long Swamp to Paraquita Bay later this year. We're also upgrading the water mains from 6-inch to 8-inch lines. In the meantime, another phase of road improvements from Rudy's Bar in Mayors to the Soldier Hill Junction is about 70% complete. This project includes drainage improvement, culvert crossings, retaining walls, and the complete asphalt resurfacing of this road. Work on the section of road from the Bellevue Junction to Spring Gut has already started, while work in the areas of Mayors to Charlwell, Charlwell to Windy Hill, Carrot Bay to West End, and from Slaney to Seacows Bay by the Ebenezer Thomas Primary School is presently ongoing. Today we have a team from the Public Works Department over in Anegada laying asphalt throughout the settlement. We are also preparing to undertake works on Virgin Gorda and will be on Jos van Dyke later this year with some road works. The road rehabilitation works are being undertaken in line with the expansion of a cruise facility so that the residents and visitors are able to easily and more safely traverse the island. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how serious our government is about the infrastructural development of a territory of the Virgin Islands. I don't know if you have noticed, but I drove through Old Town yesterday and was very pleased to see many new street signs that have been installed throughout the capital city. The intention is to properly identify the names of these streets and later on facilitate the national addressing system, which was started many years ago to number our buildings and assist with our mailing system. Ladies and gentlemen, as Minister of Communications and Works, directed by the Premier to carry out my portfolio, I am ecstatic at the number of important infrastructural projects underway and being completed. I have also heard this sentiment being expressed by many persons throughout the islands as well. But I want you to know that the big day is coming, ladies and gentlemen. And no, I am not talking about Election Day. I am talking about the 29th of April, 2015, the opening day of the marine side of the Cruise Pier project, as well as some of the landside development. I want to make sure that everyone under the sound of my voice knows that you are invited to this grand celebration on the 29th of April, when Norwegian Cruise Line Breakaway ship will make its inaugural visit to the territory, carrying an estimated 4,000 passengers and 1,600 crew members. Ladies and gentlemen, while some have done everything in their power to stop the Cruise Pier project, everything in their power to stop our road improvement projects, to stop our sewage project, to justify an albatross around our neck water contract where we have to pay for water we don't use, and while some did nothing to execute the Phase 5 development program of the BVI Electricity Corporation, this government did everything possible to develop a cruise pier facility, to maintain and improve our roads, to fix our sewage problem, and to ensure that we provide potable water to at least 95% of persons living in the territory of the Virgin Islands. I can attest that these are the things that this government is doing and has done. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of the Virgin Islands deserve these major improvements to territory. The economy of the Virgin Islands depends on it. And let it be said that this minister and this government are proud that we have performed well in the interest of all of the people of the Virgin Islands, from Anegada to Yosmanite. Thank you very much, and may God bless these beautiful Virgin Islands. Thank you.
And we now welcome the chairman of the BVI Social Security Board, Mr. Paul Webster, QC.
Distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to give a few remarks this afternoon on the occasion of the signing of the loan agreement between the Social Security Board and the Government of the Virgin Islands. The loan proceeds will be used for the ongoing road improvement project. I would like to use this occasion, since I cannot speak on road construction, to give a brief overview of how the Social Security Board deals with applications for public sector development loans. The board is responsible for the administration of the Social Security Fund. The administration of the fund includes the investment of any monies in the fund that are surplus to the board's current needs. The investment of any surplus is necessary to secure the provision of benefits for the board's contributors and their families well into the future. The board cannot simply take in contributions and pay out benefits. It is well known that as a Social Security scheme matures and contributors get older, the volume of money paid out in benefits for retirement, sickness, and otherwise increases. The increased payment can be met in two ways. One, by increasing the level of contributions, and secondly, by investing the fund in order to generate additional income. Over the years, the Social Security Board has endeavored to keep increases in contributions to a minimum and to maximize the value of the fund by investing it wisely. In carrying out this investment policy, the board, on the advice of our actuaries and external investment advisors, has established and is guided by an investment policy statement for managing the fund. The purpose of the investment policy statement is to define a general framework within which all of the assets of the fund can be invested, following modern portfolio investment theories and efficient portfolio management. The investment policy statement sets out a target asset allocation for the fund, whereby the overall portfolio is segmented into different types and classes. This is done to diversify the investment of the fund in order to minimize the risk of investing in any one class of assets. The target asset allocation that is relevant to this afternoon's proceedings is socio-economic investments. These include, the socio-economic investments are allocated at 20 to 30% space in the fund's investment portfolio. Socio-economic loans, as the name suggests, are investment in public sector projects that are intended to benefit the community. When reviewing investment opportunities designated as socio-economic investment, the board places first priority on the economic benefit of each investment to the fund, and second priority on the social and economic benefits to the society as a whole. When an application is presented to the board, the investment manager carries out full due diligence and analysis to ensure that the loan meets the board's criteria for lending. His report is then considered by the investment committee, which makes a final decision on the application. Since 1991, the board has invested $81,449 in public sector socioeconomic loans at an average rate of return of 5.76% per annum, far more than you can get on a certificate of deposit in any bank. Many of these loans have been repaid in full, and the current amount on the outstanding loans is $33,333. This amount represents 6.8% of the board's overall portfolio, which is far less than the 20 to 30% allocated by the investment policy statement to socioeconomic investments. During the board's history of investing in public sector economic loans, there has never been a default on a loan that has been issued. I'm going to repeat that. During the board's history of investing in public sector economic loans, there has never been a default on a loan that it has issued. This is of vital importance to the board since, in assessing investment opportunities, we are required to minimize risk and invest the fund prudently. The board is pleased to once again assist the government and people of the Virgin Islands by investing in this project to improve the roads of the territory. The approval of this loan and others before reflect the board's recognition of its financial and social responsibilities in administering the fund, and we are confident that this is another prudent investment by the board. Thank you very much.
Minister Vanterpool, I would like to give you this opportunity to give any last remarks that you may have.
Thank you. I just want to say that we are very pleased with our team that is working on the many projects, the Permanent Secretary who is hard at it in terms of all of the major projects that we're doing, while we have a number of other projects that you may not see or hear about every day that the team is involved in, the Public Works team, that they're working day and night, challenges here and there, but they're trying to make sure it happens. And I want to thank the Premier and Minister of Finance for supporting what he has given us to do and ensure that it happens. I want to let you know that the cruise pier is being opened on April 29th. Please come out. We're going to have big tents, lots of activities. It's going to be a celebration. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Thank all of you for being here this afternoon to witness the signing this loan agreement between the government of the Virgin Islands and the BVI Social Security Board. Thank you.